I walked in on my wife smelling my best friend's underwear. My wife Denise and I had been married for 7 years. Good marriage. Boring in the way that good marriages are supposed to be boring. We had routines, Sunday groceries, Thursday takeout, walks with our dog Pepper after dinner. Nothing exciting, but steady. My best friend Cass had been in my life since high school. He was the best man at our wedding and the first person I called when anything happened, good or bad. He and Denise got along fine. Not best friends, but friendly enough that nobody ever felt weird when we all hung out together. Cass was single and lived about 15 minutes from us. He came over most weekends to watch games, eat whatever Denise cooked, and fall asleep on our couch. He was basically family. Sometimes he stayed the night if it got too late or he had too many beers. We had a guest room with a pull-out couch. He'd sleep there, leave in the morning, and that was that. This happened on a Saturday in November. Cass had stayed over the night before after we watched a fight on pay-per-view. He left around 9 in the morning. I was in the kitchen making eggs when Denise said she was going to strip the sheets in the guest room and throw them in the wash. That was normal. She always cleaned up after Cass stayed over. I didn't think anything of it. About 10 minutes later, I went down the hall to ask if she wanted toast. The guest room door was mostly closed but not latched. I pushed it open. Denise was standing in the middle of the room holding a pair of Cass's boxer briefs. He must have left them behind by accident. She had them pressed against her face. She was smelling them, not like she picked them up and caught a whiff. She was standing there with her eyes closed, holding them against her nose and mouth like she was breathing something in. I stood in the doorway for about 5 seconds before she opened her eyes and saw me. She dropped them immediately. They hit the floor and neither of us moved. I didn't say anything. She didn't say anything. We just looked at each other. Then I turned around and walked back to the kitchen. I turned off the stove. I wasn't hungry anymore. Denise came out about a minute later. She stood on the other side of the kitchen counter and said, "That wasn't what it looked like." I asked her what it looked like. She said she was just checking if the laundry was clean or dirty. I told her she had her eyes closed. She said she was tired and had a headache. I told her people don't hold other people's underwear against their face because they have a headache. She changed direction. She said, "Okay, fine." She picked them up and they smelled weird and she was trying to figure out what the smell was. I said I didn't believe that either. She got frustrated and said I was making this into something it wasn't. She said it was a 2-second moment and I was blowing it up. I told her it wasn't 2 seconds. I watched her for at least 5. She had her eyes closed. She was breathing through them. That's not curiosity. That's something else. She sat down at the table and put her head in her hands and said, "I don't know why I did it." That was the first honest thing she said. I asked her if something was going on between her and Cass. She said absolutely not. She said Cass didn't even know. She said it was something she'd been doing for a while. That word hit me. A while. I asked how long. She said she didn't know exactly. A few months maybe. Every time Cass stayed over, she'd go into the guest room after he left and find something he'd worn. A shirt sometimes. Socks once. Usually underwear. She said she didn't understand it either. She said it started as something small and just became a thing she couldn't stop doing. I asked her if she was attracted to Cass. She said it wasn't about attraction. She said it was about the smell itself. She said something about his.
I will upload the short video of the sequel to the story to my TikTok page. The download link is on my homepage. After successfully downloading, you can search for PM9992.